What's going on, Tube Nation? Tony Tube's coming back at you. As some of you might have heard, my dear mother, her name was Anne Marie Mormon, passed away June 7th from multiple organ failure. She passed away in Rapid City, South Dakota. She was 53 years old. And I'm 30 this Thursday, June 25th. And it just kind of, I didn't even get 30 years with her, man. It sucks. But my mom and I's relationship, really started, after the mother-son kind of little kid thing. We started watching a lot of movies together, as did my dad and I. But mom's choice in movies were always a little more on the lines of, shh. So in honor of my mother, today I'm bringing you Tube's top 10 movies to watch with his mom. Like I said, my mom loved movies, and this is the list of, if I could pick 10 movies to watch with her again one last time, it would be these ones. So let's kick it off with number 10. Silverado, starring Scott Glenn, Danny Glover, Kevin Kline, Kevin Costner, Jeff Fahey, Jeff Goldblum, Brian Dennehy. So many different people in that movie. It was one of the best Westerns, I think, of all time, and I just loved the hell out of it. And Mom, her thing was this was the movie that Kevin Costner was. It was before Kevin Costner's ego trip, and I like Kevin Costner, but after you don't see him playing this role anymore, and I really wish that we could see more Jake out of him, because that was his character, was Jake, and I loved him in that. Mom loved him in that, and then after that it was just kind of like blah for her. But I tell you what, though, her biggest thing in this movie was Jeff Fahey playing Tyree, and his eyes. He just has those eyes, Jeff Fahey does, and she just fell in love with him. So, Silverado, really great Western flick. Check it out. It's got some great actors and just a great story altogether. So check it out. Number 9. AVP, Alien vs. Predator. I don't know what it was, but Mom fucking loved this movie. My mom had a knack for liking sci-fi movies that didn't involve a lot of thinking or sparse knowledge to actually get them or enjoy them. She really liked movies, sci-fi movies, where you could just turn your brain off. And AVP is definitely one of those movies. And it's funny because I remember her. She loved this movie, and I like it. It's not like the most awful movie on the face of this planet. It's not the greatest, but it was enjoyable if that's what you're going in for, is Aliens versus Predators. It was pretty good. But when Alien versus Predator Requiem, I think it was called, the second one came out, and I think I watched it once. But Mom was like all about this movie. She was like, "Oh, it's the greatest movie. It's like the best movie and everything." And she loved it like that for about 5 minutes, until the general consensus was this movie is shit. And then all of a sudden, Mom jumps on that bandwagon too. Mom wasn't a big bandwagon jumper, but for that movie, she kind of was. She was kind of, that's what it felt like to me. Number 8, Terminator 2 Judgment Day. This was one of the first R-rated, don't let your dad know that I let you watch this fucking movies that I watched with Mom that just blew my fucking mind. It was amazing. And I got to experience that movie with my mom, and that was a really cool part of my childhood, was watching Terminator. Just watching all the movies, but Terminator 2, she loved it, and she really loved Arnold Schwarzenegger. So, number 7, Batman, 89 Batman. I was so young when this movie came out. I was like 4 years old when this movie came out, and then, but I remember mom telling me, today's the day that Batman's out on video, and it was like November, somewhere around in there, 89 and stuff. And I remember Mom walking me into Shopco in Aberdeen, South Dakota, and I remember walking in and just seeing this kiosk just full of Batman movies and everything. And I still got it. I still got that VHS copy of Batman and everything. So, but yeah, Batman 89, that's just, I remember that about it. And Mom loved Jack Nicholson. She loved Michael Keaton. So it was a really, really good movie for that. But it was just the experience of, I remember being so young, being 4 years old, and going and getting this movie with Mom, and Mom saying, "This is awesome," and then that movie was fucking nuts. Number 6, The Abyss. James Cameron's The Abyss. My mom loved a good movie Man Steak, and she just absolutely fell head over heels for Ed Harris in this movie. She loved him, and she really liked Mary Elizabeth Master Antonio. I think she just liked her because her name was fun to say. Is fun to say. Mary Elizabeth Master Antonio. It's just fun to say. But anyways, Mom loved this movie. Loved watching it with her. She loved Michael Biehn in it. Michael Biehn is awesome in anything that he touches, and him playing Coffee. His name was Coffee, and he was just this crazy lunatic psycho fucking like Navy SEAL and shit that like had dementia going on from being under the water. Mom just loved it, and it was just a great movie. If you give me weed, whites, and wine. I don't even know if those are the lyrics, but I'm gonna say those are the lyrics. Mom loved that shit. Number 5, I get my love of Arnold Schwarzenegger from my mama. She adored the muscle-bound hunks of the 80s, and Arnold included, especially with Conan the Barbarian. And I mean, she liked Conan, she loved Conan the Barbarian, but it's really weird because she loved the second Conan, and just because of how fucking huge Arnold got in that movie. And so she just loved it. And so Total Recall, that was like, I mean, I saw T2 with my mom, but Total Recall was like one of the first like R-rated fucking violent movies that I ever saw with my mom, and that was another one of those you tell your dad and you're fucked kind of things. But yeah, we watched Total Recall, and I remember sitting there on the couch with her, and I'm watching it, and I'm like, okay, I got my mom next to me here, and there's 3 boobs over here, so that's kind of weird. But hey, thanks, Mom. Boobs. And my mom loved Michael Ironside, and I think that's where my love of Michael Ironside came from, was my mom, because he just played such an awesome bad guy in that movie, and it was a great movie, and it was one of those great ones to share with my mom, and to watch the guy get riddled with bullets and shit like that on the escalator when you're like 10 years old, it was just amazing. Loved it. Thanks, Mom. Number 4, ID4, Independence Day. Mom just watched this movie a lot. Like, that was her thing. She just loved watching it. I don't even think she ever really saw the whole thing through. It was just always on. And it was just, we watched it together, but she did see it all the way through, because honestly, that's the movie that I saw the most with my mom, was Independence Day in the theater. She went to it like 3 or 4 times, and I remember one of the nights was like it was a double feature midnight showing of Independence Day, but before Independence Day was That Thing You Do. And Mom loved Tom Hanks too, so she's like, shit, yeah, we're going to go see a Tom Hanks movie, and then we're going to watch fucking Independence Day for the 4th or 5th fucking time. And it was fucking awesome. So I loved Independence Day because my mom loved Independence Day, even though she had an utter hatred for Jeff Goldblum. She still loved Independence Day, and that's just one of those great ones to watch with Mom. Number 3 is The Hunt for Red October. And it's got Sean Connery, Sam Neill, Scott Glenn, all these people that my mom loved, and she loved the Skarsgård dude that played Tupolev. She just loved this movie, and my grandpa was into this stuff. Her dad, he really liked this movie. We watched it together with him one time, which was really cool. And I just remember Mom, she always got choked up every single time Sam Neill, spoiler, every single time Sam Neill gets shot, and he says, I would have liked to have seen Montana. And Mom always choked up over that every single time. And I think one of the reasons why she loved this movie so much is because I think she had kind of a special thing with Sean Connery. She really, really loved Sean Connery too. So this was a great Sean Connery movie to watch with Mom. Number 2, Armageddon. My mom fucking loved this movie. And honestly, her last days in the hospital, God, my mom's boyfriend Ron tried to find her this movie. Like, they own it, but he could not find it on their shelves for the life of him and stuff. But he wanted to put that on there, on for her in the hospital because she loved it so much. But she loved the supporting cast mostly like everything that happened in the first 45 minutes. But it's funny because she always said how much she fucking hated Ben Affleck in it. But she loved Steve Buscemi and Michael Clark Duncan from Kadoka, South Dakota. She just loved that shit, and she loved Owen Wilson and everything. It was a really fun movie to watch with Mom. Another one of those, let's just turn the fucking brain off and watch this movie and have fun with it. So that was always a really good one. So next time you watch Armageddon, think of me and my mom, because that was always a fun movie to watch with her. So And if I could watch one more movie with my mother, it would probably be Armageddon, because she laughed every single time, and she laughed so hard every single time, and God, I miss her, man. And the number one movie to watch with my mom isn't a movie. It was a videotape. Actually, where is it? Where is it? I got it. Here it is. It says point of view, POV, Peter Gabriel, but it's actually Peter Gabriel live in Athens, which is, you know, and that's that. And that was awesome. I watched this all my life growing up with my mom. This was her Bible. She loved it. She modeled her entire life off of Peter Gabriel, and she just loved Peter Gabriel so much. And that movie, well, it's kind of a documentary film and everything, but it's great and it's amazing to watch. I highly recommend. You can go on YouTube and find it. Look up Peter Gabriel live in Athens, San Jacinto, or San Jacinto, something like that. Jacinto, I believe it is. But go on there and watch that. It's just a very powerful performance, and Mom she dedicated her life to everything that Peter Gabriel stood for, and kind of going off on your own after Genesis and everything. And it was a really beautiful thing. Mom's love for Peter Gabriel and her passion for that music. And this right here, this is what she loved the most. And the stage diving and just it's just a great, phenomenal, totally 80s video. Total 80s concert. Peter Gabriel really hams up the 80s in it a little bit. But it's just a beautiful, beautiful performance by Peter Gabriel. Very powerful, very moving. I highly recommend checking out a couple songs, especially San Jacinto. It was just a great, great, great rockumentary, I guess you should say. So those are my top 10 movies to watch with my mom. Anne Marie Mormon died June 7th, 2015. She was a hell of a woman, my best fucking friend. And I say that like that because I could swear in front of my mom and she didn't give a shit. And she swore right along with me. And she was a very, very lovely woman. She was very stylish. She was very good at feng shuiing things, and she really shaped my eyes in the ways of movies, because she's the one that kind of showed me those movies that you're not supposed to see when you're a kid. And I got to experience a lot more stuff. She got me into Star Trek. Dad was more along the lines of the Star Wars kind of guy. He kind of got me into Star Wars. Mom got me into Star Trek. And it was just, we had a great relationship. We had an even better relationship through movies. So it was a really, really good time hanging with my mom and watching movies. And I'm going to miss the hell out of her. So thanks everybody for watching. Thank you very much for the people that helped me out on GoFundMe, and just everybody for their kind words. And it's really nice to see some of my heroes, Hal Rudnick and Nick Mundy from the Screen Junkies, personally, messaging me and saying how sorry they were. That was really, really nice of you guys, and just everybody that supported me through the whole thing. And my wife, my kids, my family, her family, everybody was just really awesome. And it's a terrible, terrible fucking tragedy, and I'm gonna miss her. The hardest times right now are around this time, about 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock at night, when I'm waiting for my wife to get home, because that's usually when I'm bored, I'm going to call Mom. And I can't anymore, but I have you guys to talk to, so I'll just do this every night, and I'll just hang out and talk to you guys and stuff, so talk movies with you guys and stuff. So have a good one. Thank you. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, do all that shit to make sure everybody in the world fucking sees it. And it'd be awesome. Once again, thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.